Management tripping, exploiting, polluting, me sick with that news. The reason I do, cause I can, is bad, who gon' fuck me now? Food,
Uniben, Wagwan. All right, guys, my name is Divine Ogbede, popularly known as Subsidy, and I'm a volunteer with the Health of Mother Earth Foundation and the Young Environmentalist Network. And we are in the streets of Uniben to find out what the students know about climate justice. I promise you there's a lot you don't know. So follow me, let's go. Thank you.
say what? Say what? Yeah, yeah.
This is our earth, we have to make it a priority first. Remember the time when plants were green and leaves were fresh. But now we have pollution, deforestation, and all of its stench. You and I, you know we have a discussion to address. Alright, we gotta put our hands to deck. We gotta plant trees and act quick and ensure we ain't wasting a sec. Organizations, youth, and I have a part to play in this year.
What
So when I say
environmental
protect our
problems do
earth,
you
all I
notice
wanna
most
hear
in
is
your
here.
daily life here in Nigeria?
Okay, I would say number one environmental problems is the drainage, like the flow of water. Like most especially, you know that rain is a natural something. So I think from the rainfall to the environment is not like I will not put it on the government for the meantime, but due to one or two circumstances occurring in our daily environments. One, because now the problem we are having now is like flooding. That's the number one issue on ground now. So we won't say that we not like say the rain is not good to us, because most of the times our farmers do need rain for their grains and their farming, and also fishing helps a lot in the environment. So I think it's a normal circumstance and a normal happening.
The drainage is the issue.
Yeah, the drainage is the issue. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Second question. Do you feel climate change is impacting your community? If so, in what ways?
Okay. You know that everything that has a disadvantage has an advantage. So I'll say number one advantage to the farmers again and the fishermen. And the disadvantage are the people in like the rural area who are close to the rivers. Not even close to the river sef. Like we have most of the people coming from, like, let's say Meduguri now. The recent happening in Meduguri, like the flooding, it's not like they don't have drainage or a well place for water to pass, but it's just normal occurrence. So
So you feel like that's how climate change is impacting our
Yes, sir,
community.
yes.
So, have you heard about GMOs and what do you think about them?
GMOs are farm produce that are produced in the laboratory.
So, like, what do you think about them?
I think they are not good for our health. Yes, like we are like selling our right of producing farm produce to people that are working in the laboratory. I think that's what I'm
So, have you heard some people say natural farming is better for the environment? Do you agree? And why or not?
Yes, I agree.
Natural farming is better.
Yes.
Why do you say so?
Because natural farming is better because like when you are farming it give back nutrients to the soil.
So, would you say it's for health purposes or?
For health purposes.
What do you understand by climate justice?
Basically, the climate is like the environment, like the changes we have, seasons like rains and dry season. So climate justice should be like making sure or ensuring that our weather conditions do not get affected by stuff that we do on our daily basis.
Okay. So how can you describe, maybe probably with examples, what climate change has done to your community?
First of all, in my community, the seasons before were like proper, but these days, due to climate changes, the seasons become irregular. Like the rains fall till even December at times, and it's not supposed to be so.
How has that affected the activities in your community?
Yeah, significantly it has impacted different activities in the community because during the dry seasons, we are supposed to like be able to do some certain activities, like maybe because I'm into sports, during the dry seasons we're into trainings, but at times you find out that it's raining, so we can't even train in our court, so it affects us significantly.
Okay. Have you ever heard about GMOs?
No, not really.
Okay. Have you ever heard about agroecology?
Agroecology, I think, but I cannot really place it.
Thank you very much.
Yes, music, movies, and the likes can actually play a great role in informing people about climate.
So how do you think young people can make a change when it comes to environmental situations? Sir?
Yeah, young people, they can make changes in different ways. For one aspect is when they are disposing refuse. You know that there are a series of ways we can dispose refuges. Like many people burn their refuge, while some give theirs to these waste management officials that come for them on a monthly basis. So our advice that as young ones, we have even been taught in schools, right, on how we can dispose of our refuges the proper way so it will not affect the climate. So our advice is that young ones, they should stick to what they are being taught in schools, that is disposing refuges the right way, not burning them, but instead use the waste management officials that we already have in ground. Thank you.
What do you know about climate change?
It's simply the change in weather.
What are the impacts of climate change that you have seen in our environment?
Then you can see flooding when rain falls like this. There was recently where a house collapsed here in around that market road too. That's so there are positive and negative effects too of climate changes.
Have you ever heard of genetically modified organisms, GMOs? Genetically modified organisms.
Not really.
Not really. Okay. Have you, with your knowledge of agriculture, would you say that natural farming is good for the environment?
Natural.
Yes, natural farming, that's using natural means to farm.
Yes.
It's good.
Yes, it is.
Why? Why do you think it's good?
Yeah, I feel there's no special idea to it or this thing, but natural farming dated back since our forefathers and our ancestors. They've been doing natural farming. I see that when they were doing natural farming, then it was everything they consume is natural. They don't eat anything that involves artificial this thing. And you see, they live long. You see some old people like this, you just be seeing them, they'll be fresh. Compared to the fertilizer that we're consuming these days like this, you're tired.
Thank you. I'm going to move over to her. Okay, so this question I want to ask you. Do you think that arts like music, painting, drama can be a form of like an awareness tool for climate change?
For instance, now music, there are some songs that have some important meaning in the society. So if someone releases a song that has to do with anything climate change, that it depends on the kind of music or the content.
Music, painting, drama, it actually enhances it, because in a situation whereby you are not able to express yourself with words, you put it into painting, you put it into drama, you put it into music in order to just express what you're feeling or your idea about it. So I feel, yes, it is a way to spread awareness.
Like, what do you think about climate change? When you hear climate change, what comes to your mind?
It's like the changing of the weather, like what happened, like what we do in our environment also affects the climate. So, for example, burning of tires and other things also affects the weather.
Do you think the way we grow our food affects climate change?
Not really know much. I don't really know much about that, if it actually affects our climate change. But I guess it does.
Have you heard of GMOs?
GMOs, I've heard of it, but
Genetically modified organisms.
yeah, but I don't know much about it.
But what will you have to say? Do you believe that like our natural farming practice is better than fertilizers and stuff?
Definitely, because fertilizers also affect the soil. Like, not all fertilizers are good in the soil. Let me say, the soil actually needs natural nitrogen from like thunder strike and all. But this fertilizer can also affect the soil, and due to evaporation also, it also affects the weather too. So it's just better for natural farming techniques and all.
So as young people, do you think we can advocate for environmental justice and climate justice?
Definitely, if we want to. If we are to add science movie now, for example, you talk about how it affects it and how it does not affect it. So people that are watching it will learn from it to know how they will do their daily stuff.
All right, thank you very much, sisters. I appreciate it.
Have you ever heard about genetically modified organisms?
Well, I've heard of genetically modified plants, not organisms, yes, but plants. But plants can still count as organisms too.
Okay.
So, for what I heard that's gone on in China recently, they modified a plant, like a seed of a plant. So, the first year of planting, to bring a very good yield, like every farmer will be happy. Then they replant that same yield. So, okay, it won't be as much as the first year. Then on the third year, it won't be as much as the second year. But then on the last year, it just die completely, so that they'll be able to sell more of their genetified seed. And that's how it's actually about this plant something.
So how do you think young people can promote climate awareness, climate change awareness, making other people aware about climate issues like flooding, like droughts, like, you know?
From what I think, they always say we are the future of tomorrow. So let's just say we have a lot of young people coming together now. For them to even start it, not forget even making it very, for them to start it is enough, how will I put it, is enough broadcasting that people need. As long as plenty young people start it, then other people too will follow in. Then they now make it talk about it. They now go around to especially those farming areas, farming areas actually. They'll go around spreading the news, showing them, not just spreading, because just spread the news, people will hear the news and then they'll forget about it. They'll now show them how it works and all those kind of stuff.
So this is my very last question. If you were to lead a campaign on environment, on climate change, on the impact of climate change, what will you do?
If I'm to lead a campaign, I will first go to the place where those climate changes actually happen the most, like where it's being caused the most. Like now, those people that burn bushes and farms and stuff, we'll go there, tell them what is it caused. Like now, when they burn their bushes, they don't know. Many of them don't know it is killing. So first go there, tell them it's killing this, and then tell them the solution, because most of the time telling them is not always enough. Showing them the solution. So if I actually have the chance to lead any campaign, I'll go there. I'll pick some very well-known farmers in the area and very well-known people that are burning bush or the forest. You know, there are some people that their own occupation is just based on cutting. So those are the people you attack. So once they already know all this thing, other people want to follow them.
Thank you very much.
My environmental problem. I would say my environmental problem. I would say one of the environmental problem I have is the bad road, erosion. Like I can remember one time, I'm an economics education student. So from my house to anatomy bar gate, I put my shoe. I was going for teaching practice that day, so the road was so bad. Osasuge road was so bad, and erosion. I think erosion is one of the environmental problems, and sometimes air pollution. And for oil producing environments now, you can see the citizen of a particular community. When it comes to the air pollution, smoke, all those black, I don't know suits will be disturbing that particular environment. People there. I think last week I have a man who was discussing with me about in Port Harcourt, like before weekend shift. I don't know how he explained that. Once someone saw clothes outside, like spread clothes outside, they will just black
is called suits.
It's here in that environment. So that's how I say it does not it affects the environment negatively. Yes. I would say natural plant is okay. Once you give the crops time, they will grow faster. One, I think fertilizer, it also has a negative effect on crops. Once you harvest those crops, they will stay longer. But when you use your natural, just leave it the natural way, plant your crops, then no fertilizer. I believe at least the ground is fertile on your own. God created everything, so I believe the ground is fertile already. So yours, after you plant, do everything that is called like necessary for the plants to grow, which is weeding on it and the rest.
Okay, it's more like a periodical change in the atmospheric condition of a place. But where at times it can be like 30 years, a periodical period of 30 years or at times. Okay, like what I had in secondary school, they said it's a periodical change in the atmospheric condition of a place for maybe like about 30 years or something like that.
Okay.
Or okay, talk about the effect, right?
Yes.
Of the climate. No, it at times can be negative, at times can be positive. I want to say.
Okay.
Okay. Let's say. Okay, a very good example was what happened recently in Nigeria. That there was a time that there was serious heat, and some people were saying that it's climatic change or something like that, and so it was making place very difficult for people to like. Let me say the environment was not very conducive for people to like stay at night. You see people did serious
So,
heat and all of those
heat
things.
wave.
Yes.
I don't know the place, but it really made people to like leave their houses because some people's houses were really flooded. One of my friend, his school, like I don't know, they had to like shut down for months because it was like reaching
close to the roof.
Yes.
Because of the flooding.
And some people like that don't have like options, like other options now to like another place to stay.
Yeah.
It now made them like homeless.
They were
Yes.
displaced from their homes. Okay, so how do you think young people can help?
Like in school now, let me school like for example now, like some people they tend to develop the habit of like if you just eat something, just like throw it. Like we should learn to like be cautious. Like we should not develop that habit. You can hold it or put it in your bag. When you see a waste bin, just drop it there. So we should have the habit of not like throwing dirt on the ground.
Okay. How about you?
Okay, like I say, first is just have to be innovative and conscious of what we are doing, like what she said. No, let's say a typical Nigerian person is fond of I eat, throw the waste on the floor or just dispose it the way you just like. I remember somebody gave an example of how she was treated when she was young. Okay, I guess they were in the car, the car was moving on the road and she threw something out of the car and the father told her to get down, to go and pick it and then look for it, just like dispose it properly. So I will just say this is something that we should try to imbibe, like what should be done because at times it is these little things that we think does not matter that really matters. It's those things that gather up that causes the erosion and flooding and all of those things.
Okay.
I want to like maybe they can like teach on like recycling, like how to, because I don't even know whether I even have an idea of that recycling something. So maybe we can like give like a teaching about it.
It's more about enlightenment. So the people need to be enlightened. It's not okay. Let's say, most times it's not as if we don't know these things, but at times it's just we'll make it an habit already, and then we just need to enlighten people to be conscious of these things. Let me just say, for you to be conscious, it comes from the place of understanding. So most people know, yes, it is, but they don't have that understanding of why, or I don't even know how to put it, but there's just that understanding of them being conscious of the fact that this thing causes this, and it is not really, really okay. So it starts with enlightenment, and then if there's a need for rallies and all of those things.
Poetry per se, people don't actually appreciate poetry.
See the joy on your face.
They don't really appreciate it in like they feel like if it's like what's this like. I'll say like drama because it's like when you see something ahead, it will bring people to come and say, let me see what is happening there. So I feel like drama will be more effective.
So if it was you would use drama?
Yes.
Do you act?
I'm not a good actor.
So which do you do?
I write.
You poetry. See, I saw
But they
the
don't
joy on your face.
appreciate
Then you make them appreciate it. Okay, let me leave you. Let me go to him. Do you think they are effective, and which would you use?
Okay, poetry,
yeah, music.
music. Yeah, exactly. Like one of the things that Nigerians listen to most is music. Or let me say all over the world, not just Nigeria, but Africa, all over the world, we listen to music a lot. And
Do you think we'll listen to a music about environmental issues?
And let me say, it's depends on the innovation behind or the creativity behind the music, because it's never that I just want to come and listen to anything. So at times when we listen to music, like say, people don't really get the message that the person is trying to pass across. That's another issue too. So someone can decide to sing that kind of song, and they don't really get the message that is being passed across, but it's just the melody they are tuning to.
Okay. But you know Burna Boy has a song on climate issues.
Do you see? I don't know. You see? You see? I don't listen to it, but if you have most people, they don't know. And I don't know.
Okay. So if it were you, what tool would you use?
I will go with writing because it's one thing I do.
You love.
Yes.
So you see, there are a lot of people who actually love writing. So you guys should come out more and stop hiding. It's like it's introverts that like to write. Please, introverts, come out with your writing so the world will appreciate writings a lot. Thank you guys so much. Thank you.
You and I, you know we have a discussion to address. Alright, we gotta put our hands to deck. We gotta plant trees and act quick and ensure we ain't wasting a sec. Organizations, youth and I have a part to play in this year. So when I say protect our earth, all I wanna hear is yeah.